Welcome to the Bamgboshe Happy Hour. I am Peju Bamgboshe Rothlisberger.
Hi, everyone, and I'm Naomi Bamgboshe.
And this is the Bamgboshe Happy Hour Pop Edition. How are you, Mom? What's up?
Oh, wonderful, sweetie. Everything is great on my end, as usual. Everything is going beautifully. Looking forward to the upcoming... Ooh, what's upcoming? So many... How about spring? The rite of spring. That's right. Spring is coming up. St. Patty's Day is coming up. Okay? That's probably the closest holiday, quote unquote.
No, it's your birthday month.
But that's after St. Patty's Day. Oh, the actual birthday is after St. Patty's Day. But this is my birthday month. But you know, I'm very demure. I don't like to discuss things like my birthday.
Okay. All
right.
right.
I just feel so privileged just to be alive. I feel wonderful. I can't complain with so much turmoil going on in this country and on this planet. I feel just happy to be alive.
All right, Ma. Well, let's do a toast.
You like that, right?
Yeah. Let's do a toast to Women's History Month.
And women's too.
Woman.
Let's lift our glasses to continued success. Long life, prosperity, health, wealth, and happiness to women and women's. Salud. Salud. Refreshing. Very refreshing. Boy, that's a huge you have there.
No. It's one of those
Yeah. Okay. That's all I can say. Okay.
All right. Let's get things started off with, of course, sports. We're going to start off with Davante Adams. He has been released from the Jets. New York Jets have officially released him after the trade materialized, according to NFL Network insiders. The decision comes as part of the Jets shift away from their aggressive all-in approach of the past two seasons, which of course included Aaron Rodgers. And we know what happened with Aaron Rodgers, but we also know that Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers are, buddy-buddy. So I don't know where Davante is going, but he's no longer on the Jets, and we know Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead. You're going to talk about where Aaron Rodgers is going. Right.
I don't know. People are saying the Giants. I hope not.
Oh, boy. Oh, he's just trying to stay in the Northeast. Is that the idea?
I guess. And, but the Giants should be embarrassed. They really should be. And then why would they want a 41-year-old quarterback? But I don't care how great Aaron Rodgers was. We see how he is now, and he has a bad attitude.
Right. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm just not happy with that. Anyway, Deebo Samuel's also departed from the 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers traded the veteran receiver to the Washington Commanders. So he probably is actually pretty happy. So,
okay.
Now, I kind of want, your input on this. Shedeur Sanders is a top prospect, for the upcoming NFL draft. And he's come under some scrutiny for his alleged behavior at the NFL scouting combine, with some teams reportedly leaving with a negative impression of him. Now, two teams described their meetings with Sanders as bad and noted that he came off as unprofessional and disinterested. The feedback led to a decrease in their opinion of him, even though both teams had positive meetings with Cam Ward, who is another top quarterback prospect. Now, despite this, he's still projected to be, a top draft pick, but all of this stuff that's coming out, a lot of people are saying, is it warranted or is it because of Deion? We know that Deion is a force of his own. Right. Some people are thinking that maybe this is unfair criticism. What are your thoughts about that, Ma? And I have one more thing that I noticed. It's a clip that's going around of Deion Sanders and he's talking about his son Shedeur. And he's saying how, I think it was with Tamron. He's saying how he knows what teams he wants his son to go to.
Yes.
And oh, you saw it. Did you see
Yes.
it?
I saw it actually twice.
Okay, then
Saying it twice. Yeah.
oh,
He
okay.
goes on in those rooms and so on and so forth. And he knows what teams he does not want his son to go to.
Okay.
I don't recall specifically if he said it. Maybe he did, and I don't
Okay.
recall. But yes, he did say that. And he made it clear, if we are to believe what he says is true, and I believe it, he made it clear that he is going to have maximum input on his son's decision, as to where he goes to play.
Now, what do you think about that?
Well, I'll be frank with you. If my father is Deion Sanders, I'm going to value his opinion a lot, simply because he's walked the walk. Okay? I'm going to value his opinion a lot, but that does not mean his opinion is going to be more valuable than my own. We may be like-minded. We may have ultimately the same opinion, which is a different thing, but I'm going to give his opinion a lot more weight than I would give the opinion of someone who hasn't not only been part of the sport, but excelled at the sport and knows the business end of it, and has been my coach, so he's deeply immersed and he's very knowledgeable. So I'm going to give that weight more than I would the average father. Okay. And that's the truth of it. But it does not mean that if it comes down to, if we are at odds about which school that I'm going to play for, or which team, or whatever you want to refer to it, I am going to go with me, simply because my heart needs to be in it. You got me? So if I'm not feeling whatever my father's talking about, I'm not going to listen to it.
Okay. Well,
but I would not just dismiss what he says because he is Deion Sanders.
well, listen, I think that you put it very eloquently. My issue is, first of all, Deion is Deion. Deion is a GOAT at his position, and I actually really like Deion. With all that being said, I don't particularly care for parents being so like superimposing in their adult kid's life, because I think that at some point it's going to cause a lot of resentment. Deion has been at this young man's, at Shedeur's hip, like been attached to him. And I think that Shedeur needs to kind of, gradually wean himself away from Deion controlling everything that he does, because it appears just based on things from afar that Deion has been controlling everything in Shedeur's life. And I don't think that's fair to Shedeur. I know that Deion has had his experiences and he can tell his son what not to do based on the things that he's done. I get that, but let this man have his life. I think that Deion is more so into everything than, or at least overpowering than we see LeBron with Bronny.
Right.
Because even though Bronny is on the same team with LeBron, things have been very quiet. I mean, I know he's been in the G League, but
Right.
things, and they have been that way on purpose.
Right.
Deion, however, we hear every little thing, and I think that part of the negative feedback that we're getting is not even probably necessarily due to Shedeur. Is a lot of it has to do with Deion.
Yeah, I'm in full agreement with you.
And I think that Deion could have those feelings, but it's no way that Deion should be expressing those feelings to Tamron, to Joe Blow, to whoever, he should have those conversations with his son. Say, Shedeur, I did this, I did that. I'm just going to tell it to you straight. You're your own man, but let me tell you how I
my experience. Right.
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 Not, oh no, he's gonna do what I say and blah blah blah. No, he's 22 years old. He doesn't have to do anything you say anymore.
Right. Guess what? You know, and I know that once in this United States, once you become 18, in some places too young to drink, but once you become 18, what your parents say is just their opinion. It is not enforceable by any law.
And
so do
Shedeur can take care of himself because of the NIL deals.
Absolutely.
He's a millionaire on his own.
Yeah, absolutely. So you know, and I know, at some point, maybe now, Shedeur may be calling his own shot. What we see Dion saying and hear Dion saying, we don't know if that's a real or scripted. We don't know if that's the AI or what the hell. We don't know what it is. Dion might be home nursing his sore toe or knee or whatever is going on with him. No, but seriously, and I know. And don't think Shedeur doesn't know that. Give him credit for that. Dion is whooping his mouth because he's been prime time all the time, and that's just who he is, and whatever. Because and I know, what is he going to do? He going to beat him down? I don't even know if he can beat him. That's number one. He probably can't beat him anymore. Maybe he could have, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, but not now, know. And what is he going to do to him? Ain't nobody looking for Dion. They looking for Shedeur now, okay? So what is he going to do to him? Threaten him with money? Like you said, he can't do that because Shedeur's got his own coin, and we'll get more, just on his potential. He'll get even more. So we all know that ultimately Shedeur knows, even though his father's been a helicopter parent and all that with all his expertise, and I know that young man knows that he can run his own, he's the captain of his own ship, no matter what his father says.
Right.
So let Dion whoop-de-woo, whoop-de-woo, and whatever. He can't spank nobody's butt. He can't put nobody on punishment. He can't do, what is he gonna do? Okay? So, he can't take away his allowance. He can't ground him. He can't take the call away from him. What is he going to do? So, Dion is just running around proud of his son and just, a bunch of exaggeration and old-timey hyperbole. Come on. Okay? It's just that plain and simple. So, but we love Dion because he's the Showtime, prime time, and all that mess. So just let him talk. That's all. Shedeur is well aware of who he is and what his rights are. Trust me. So, and he'll do ultimately, maybe him and his father will be in agreement, but he will do ultimately what the hell Shedeur wants to do. Okay, those type of rich, entitled people grow up real quick, and they know their rights and all this. Okay.
All right. Well, let's move on. Yes, we are both in agreement.
Okay.
Let's move on a little bit more to the NBA. Just have a couple little things with the NBA. First off, Mr. LeBron James was named Western Conference Player of the Month, making him the oldest history.
Oh, LeBron.
And he surpassed Karl Malone, who won at the age of 37 in 2000. LeBron, we know, is 40. So, just want to, this is I think is it the 41st time? This is the 41st time, that he has been named Player of the Month in his career. Whatever you want to say about the debate with LeBron and Michael, I'm going to give my 2 cents. I'm going to say that LeBron is the GOAT of longevity.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Jordan is the GOAT of peak.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. No, of having the best peak of no one was better than him at his peak.
I gotcha. I got you.
But LeBron has maintained a level of greatness for a longer
A
period
long
of time.
time. Yeah. Yeah, daughter. You know what? I don't even think anybody's going to argue that point with you. I think you have hit the nail on the head.
And so I want to, give LeBron his flowers again. And also,
Oh,
as
me too. Me
also,
too.
also as a little caveat, another superstar, I think, has given him more motivation lately. Could it be Luka Doncic?
All right. Well, that's wonderful because if you know why? Because maybe they're bringing out the best in each other. Maybe LeBron that gives him some incentive because he's won so much and done so much. So, oh, okay, here comes somebody put some life in the team. Whatever. That's lovely and wonderful. Though he doesn't need it at this stage of his game, but that's just wonderful. For the team, more so for the team even than for LeBron, and and maybe Luca will say, I want to be, 40 and in shape and just still doing my thing. And here I am, 26 or 27 or whatever he is. And,
25. He'll be.
well,
Oh, no, he did just turn 26. I'm sorry. He turned 26 the end of
here
February.
I am, 26, and not practicing good health habits. So you know what I mean? He can be incentivized by LeBron. Yeah. LeBron is inspirational in that way, and Luca is inspirational in the way that he's, loves the game and is bringing, something new to the team. That's all. So that's wonderful. I see that as being mutually beneficial, a symbiotic relationship, right?
Yes. So here we're going to bring things full circle. So the Lakers are now number 2 in the West. Now on the flip side, we have the Dallas Mavericks who are facing a devastating series of events, Ma. Now we know everything that happened with Dallas. We know that Luka's gone. We know that Derek Lively is injured. Daniel
Oh,
Gifford is
I like
injured.
Lively. That's our guy, right? Yeah.
Yes, yes. But
Oh, yeah.
so I just named 2 other people that are injured. We
I'm sorry.
know, AD is injured. Okay. Now Kyrie is out with a torn ACL. He's gone for the season. The Mavericks are currently number 10.
Kyrie is gone for the season.
Yes.
Oh, that injury he had when
Yes.
they hooked him over to the. And
ACL.
he made the 2 free. Oh, that ACL thing is terrible.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So they are currently my number 10 and in the
Matters. Oh,
yeah.
number.
Yes, and we know it's going to go down even lower.
Don't say that. We
No,
don't
well,
know.
it is. They don't have anybody who's going to play. Are you and I going to step in? Now, just really my really, really poor decisions. Okay. The ownership is seems to care more about the gambling. It's the Adelson and Dumont family.
Mm.
They own the Las Vegas Sands. Okay. They also seem to be on this, yes, legalization of the casino gambling in Texas rather than the basketball performance.
That's who they are. That Adelson family. That's who they are.
Okay, you can talk a little bit louder, Ma, so everybody can hear you.
That's who they are. The Adelson family. They're all about the coin and the gambling.
Ma, they also purchased land near the old Texas Stadium in anticipation
Yes,
of
of
gambling
course.
legalization.
Yes,
So they don't
because
care about the team.
no, well,
But Ma, what do you think? Why did Mark Cuban sell them?
I don't know. I can't go in. I don't even want to even say anything because have my thought about it, but I don't want to put
What are
that
your
out.
thoughts? What are your thoughts?
Money.
Do you think that Mark Cuban was in trouble? He didn't even sell them for an outrageous amount.
I
Allege. We can't say that
that's
Mark Cuban did
real.
anything wrong because you
That's
don't
real.
want people coming
That's
after us to sue us. But
well,
we
well, I'm
allege that
hold
something
on,
was not
hold on.
right.
Everything we say is alleged. Everything we say is our opinion. So we put that disclaimer out there for every show. Everything we say is our opinion. Not he doesn't have to be in trouble. When I say for money, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's in trouble. it can also mean that he is making some other moves and he wanted to be maybe more liquid for some other bigger move. You understand? It doesn't necessarily mean that you're in trouble because you can be planning and strategizing for some other bigger goal. So you use whatever that you can liquidate and, without totally losing input. I don't want to say totally liquidate, but partially to make some other move. It doesn't mean that he was financially strapped. When I say money, that means money to make different moves, whichever way. You
Right.
understand? Up or down. It doesn't mean that you're going down because you sold something. A lot of people sell things because they moving on doing something else. So,
Okay.
and and especially at his level.
I don't know. I think that listen, I like Mark Cuban. I always, supported the Mavs. And I'm not like a huge Dallas sports fan in general, but there was always something about the Mavs that I liked and I would root for them. And now I can't really root for them because everything seems to be very nefarious. Everything seems to be very sketchy.
Right.
I don't know why Mark Cuban would sell this team to these particular people. And
I got it. I don't want to go. I don't want to go down that path. I got a million different scenarios. I don't want to go down that path.
okay.
I see. I already knew about the Adelson family because of their political ties and influence, using their cash to influence politics.
Yeah, you told me about that. You kind of got me and want
Yeah.
to it.
Okay. So
But we don't need to go there.
right.
Let's move on. Let's move on. That was it. Oh, wait, well, no, I don't need to get into it. I was just gonna mention a little bit about Kevin Durant, but nothing too much with him. It just seems to be some contention with Kevin Durant and his head coach. Mike Budenholzer, they are not doing well at all. But it was caught on camera where his coach tried to grab his arm and Kevin Durant yanked the arm away from him. And people were like, oh, I've never seen that happen. But then Kevin Durant walks back over to the coach and, talks to him and they, are having an argument. And Kevin Durant actually leads the team into a win. They rally back from like a 23-point deficit. So
Okay.
we know that Kevin Durant is probably not going to be on the Suns next year because the Suns are doing terribly, and the only asset they really have that they can trade is KD. Um, Devin Booker, they can do Devin Booker, but I think Devin Booker is going to stay with the Suns because that's the only team he's ever been with. I think the only thing that they can do is trade for KD. I think KD is frustrated. He
There you
is.
go. And see, that's where I'm going with it. I think he was just frustrated in the moment. I think that's really nothing. Let me tell you, you can't tell me any baseball, basketball, or sports story about a coach that tops when I seen Jeff Van Gundy being drugged across the court. Okay? So anything you tell me is not going to top that. So I'm just like, oh, it was just a little spat and
Right.
put it out, you
And
know.
that's what Kevin Durant said. He just said it was, nothing. Everybody tried to say, look, we had a little disagreement. We worked it out.
Right, right.
Well,
And that's the beginning and the end of it. Right.
okay, let's move on, Ma. That's the end. That really is the end of the sports segment. This it will probably be brief too. I don't know if you saw circulating online, but Ben Shapiro, who I'm not a fan of, um, he posted this thing, this idea he brought up about pardoning Derek Chauvin, who we know killed uh, uh, George Floyd. And Elon Musk said, oh, something to think about. And he responded to it. Everybody online saw it. And he was suggesting that Trump pardon Derek Chauvin. Uh, I don't really have anything else to say except I don't, what else What else does anybody need to see? What does anybody else need to hear? Uh, this is what the public wanted. This is what the public what happened. So I don't know. Go anything, Ma?
I just say very succinctly that I'm opposed to that whole idea, that whole concept of pardoning a man
Me
who
too.
is so brutal. That's number one.
Go ahead.
Oh, on my end, you were pausing. I'm sorry. I didn't know what was going on. You keep freezing.
Go ahead, Ma.
From where? I don't even know from where. I am very opposed to any uh, idea or any concept of either mitigating or somehow pardoning or whatever a man who is completely guilty, totally and almost singularly guilty of killing a man in front of the entire world. And why you would feel that this individual should be pardoned is beyond me. Um, I think he should do his time. Elon Musk, I won't comment on. Donald Trump, I won't comment on because they are showing you who they are. The world can see who they are. So if that's what you want and that's what you embrace, fine. Guess what? We'll all end up paying a price. That's all I
I
have to say.
I agree with everything that you said, Ma. I am completely opposed to obviously pardoning Derek Chauvin. I'm just, at a loss for words at everything that I see every day. Just very disappointed. So, okay. Want to move on to someone the way less severe, but just kind of sad. Ma, I don't know. Have you heard of Mike Boogie from Big Brother?
I believe that I have. That name sounds familiar. I probably heard of Mike Boogie from you.
Yeah. Well, he was on the seasons that Dr. Will was on.
That's the one that went bananas and was, what do you call,
He
foul
harassed, yes. He
in
stalked,
the will?
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
And he threatened, kind of a look to kill his child, or I don't know if to kill his child, but he had a picture of his child, stalking and making threats. Anyway, Mike Boogie has just kind of lost it. So he has been arrested. He was arrested on January 29th after being involved in multiple shoplifting incidents at CVS pharmacies located in the San Fernando Valley in LA. According to the Burbank Police Department, officers were dispatched to these stores following reports of theft. Now, it was at several different stores that he apparently stole some stuff from. So, a witness reported that he had stolen 2 bottles of alcohol and energy drinks, and an employee at the store signed a citizen's arrest form for the theft. He was transported to jail, booked for misdemeanor theft, and he was later released on a citation. So, just sending positive vibes to him because we know he has some
Um,
serious issues. Because that's embarrassing.
yeah, yeah. Mike Boogie, this is all a cry for help. Well, anybody behaving like that is a cry for help. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I hope he gets it. I hope he gets it. Jesus Christ, right?
Yeah, yeah. You remember Octomon, or Octomon,
Yes, yes.
Octomon.
Right. And I don't even know why they call her Octo Mom because she ended up with what, 14 kids?
She did. I guess she was pregnant with 8 at one time.
I would imagine. And they needed to update her name.
They,
Yeah.
well, she's saying that her biggest regret was not suing her fertility doctor. She said she had gone to the doctor for IVF, hoping to conceive just one more child, but the doctor implanted 12 embryos, far exceeding the typical 2 embryo standard. Now his license has since been revoked. Does that make you look at her any differently? Because a lot of people felt that she
No,
was going too far at that point, as
right,
she
right,
already
right.
had
Had
a
a bunch
lot
of
of
children.
children.
Right.
And
No, no. She's money grubbing and a liar, in my opinion. She's money grubbing and a liar. And also sometimes I know this as a layperson. I know sometimes they implant multiple to increase your chances
that is
of,
correct.
so increase your chances of having a child, So, what she's saying is, I don't even think it's based in any real science. I think it's just a comment made for the public and to try to soften the public's impression of her, which is a lost cause because she did what she did when she did it. So
Well,
that's all.
she has a movie coming out on Lifetime, and she has a reality show, so she's back in the limelight with her,
Well, that's why she
I mean,
had,
children.
yeah, that's why she had 14 kids.
All right, moving on.
She needs a career to support them. I guess half of them are grown by now, but whatever.
Yeah, moving on. Omarion is reaffirming his views on non-monogamy,
Yeah.
stating that being open about wanting multiple partners is important to him. In a recent interview with Sherry Shepherd, he discussed his belief that men should be honest about not wanting to commit to just one person for life, citing the imbalance between the number of men and women. He also emphasized that such openness allows women to make informed choices. Marion believes that understanding men and their nature is a crucial conversation, stating that men are meant to spread their seed. He also reflected on his 3-year celibacy journey, inspired by Lenny Kravitz's 9-year commitment, which he undertook for spiritual grounding amidst his career pressures. Any thoughts on Mr. Omarion?
So there's a part of that that I'm in agreement with. That whatever,
I said it much more eloquently than he said it. Just to
yes, no doubt. In the first place, I agree that whatever your views are, it's good to be open about them so everyone can make an informed decision. Okay? And that's not up to us to pass judgment on whatever other people want to do. Go on and do it. Knock yourself out. All of us. That applies to the whole world, the whole planet, you know
correct.
you know, and the universe and whatever. Okay, that part is fine. But when you tell me about men's nature to sow their seed, guess what? Women have natures too. Okay? Women have natures too, and it's up to them to decide how they want to conduct their lives, what they want to do with that nature. Now, where a woman has to be more careful is because, however sloppy a man is, it has not changed yet that a woman still, her body is still the vessel that carries the child. Okay. So a woman's got to, make a decision about that. A man does not have to make that decision. A woman has to make that decision. However, you get your child is going to be pretty much, unless it's a test tube child, it's going to be in some woman's body. Who's ever woman, you or the next woman or whatever, whoever.
Right.
However, things get done. Okay. A woman, 99% is going to carry that child. That's a decision right there that a woman has to make that a man doesn't have to. Okay. So that's one thing. And the thing about being partners, equal partners, and commitment, that's up to your own standards, what you want, how you want to be treated, and what you want to go for. And let me tell you something, at any point in life, people are in and out of relationships, in and out of divorces. The way I see it, you don't need to have multiple people at one time because people have serial relationships. People have one, two, three. Okay? You don't have to be with multiple at one time. You understand? You don't have to be with multiple. No. This is my opinion.
No,
You
I
don't.
didn't say it wasn't your opinion. I agree with you. My whole issue with this is mainly with men thinking that, oh well, I can have 3 and 4 and 5 women and I deserve this.
And I agree with you
foolish.
100%. I agree with you 100% about that. I think that is nonsense. But guess what? Guess what? It's two things going on here. Well, it's more than two things, but two main things going on here. One thing is that that is nonsense and an excuse for BS. And people have always been unfaithful, disloyal, and so forth. And then if you were being honest and telling the woman or your man or whoever is your partner, then is it even cheating? And then what are you talking about?
It's not cheating.
Right. It's not. It's not even cheating. And then
That's the point, Ma. That's the whole thing now.
and what
Non-monogamy.
yeah. And what are you talking about? Monogamy. To me, if I'm sharing with you that I don't want
non-monogamy.
To me, if I'm sharing with you that I don't want a commitment with just one woman, then that's up to you. That's up to you to accept or reject.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you do it how you want to do it. That's not up to anybody to make that decision, because this is going on from the beginning. People rarely talk about polyandry, but polyandrous relationships also, which is where the woman can have more than one man, okay? And you very rarely hear that word used, but it also exists. Guess what? That's on them. And and I know, and the whole planet knows those relationships are ill-fated almost 100% of the time. Simply because we have feelings. We get
here's
on. And for the people who make the biblical reference, I really want to laugh at that.
Really need to go, because the Bible, you don't die until you're 800.
These men who are so much king, oh yeah, are you supporting all these women?
Well, some of these people have a lot of money that these
guess what? And then guess what? Then you got hired help and groupies. Good. That's another story. Any self-determined woman is not going to be bothered with that.
All I have to say is that there's always excuses that some of these people want to use. There are quality men of all ages and all races. As far as the women outnumbering men, that is not true globally. Number one, there may be.
I don't know that that's absolutely not true. And women, stop being a sucker and limiting yourself.
Right, 100%.
Don't believe the hype. All these men have some sort of penis, okay?
Right.
And you don't, and that you think that the biggest are among African American men. I don't know if that's true or not. But wait a minute. What difference does it make how big it is? Doesn't it matter how you feel, how they work it, what you enjoy?
And the quality.
That's what quality is, the whole thing that we're talking about.
Right. And there's just so many misconceptions.
If it is true, to me, it's bull crap. To me, it's just an old tale from that originated during slavery time. Okay.
Yeah. So don't let someone talk smack to you, unless you're trying to sell your soul. That's a whole nother thing, and whatever you want. But when
half the time the women are trying to be on the come up and trying to use the men, and you know it and I know it.
And all I wanted to say, when he talked about open relationships, remember, when you say open, Omarion, that doesn't mean open means it's open to the woman as well. I don't know if he understood that. The way he spoke so unintelligently. It was embarrassing. It was almost
listen, I ain't trying to say nothing, but I knew ever since I saw Omarion in his birthday carry-on or whatever up there eating watermelon on the stage.
His birthday.
I knew that not
brother. No. Yes.
Oh my God.
That was terrible. Oh
my God. I knew right then. This is how you entertain people? Go get a slice of watermelon and start eating it on the stage? This is what we're paying money to see? As opposed to Mario, who got out there and sang up a storm and sang down and blew everybody off the stage. You brought Tank here, and Tank has a good voice. But Tank has a good voice. But guess what? Tank has a good voice.
I didn't say he didn't.
Oh, okay, but I'm just getting it out here.
He
I'm putting
repeated it
it
50
out here.
times.
Tank has a good voice, but wait a minute. Mario sang him down off the stage. See, there's good and there's super good and there's excellent. And Mario was bad. I hope Mario gets his due because he has a wonderful voice. And he talked smack and was entertaining and funny. I just
Well, he
really,
talked smack and he backed it up.
yeah, that's what I'm talking
No, because Omarion, he said,
about.
no, wait, Omarion said in his interview, oh, for someone like me, a child prodigy. He's a child prodigy. What?
Oh, I didn't even know about that. I missed that.
I didn't realize I missed the point in his life when he was
I
a child
guess when
prodigy.
he made Touch, he was a child because that's the biggest hit that I know about. And half the video was the girl doing the little dancing, so I don't know. Mm-mm.
All right, let's move on to some other happy news. So, couple alert. Tiana Taylor is dating Aaron Pierre, who was the lead in Rebel Ridge and also in the Mustafa movie. He's built nice and everything. He looks nice. And they had a really sexy Mr. and Mrs. Smith photo shoot that was circulating on the web, during various Oscar parties. So that was cute. Good for them. Ma, do you remember Paige Bird? So Paige Bird played on Everybody Hates Chris. She played his sister, and she was also Lauren on Our Book 2, Ghosts.
I remember her, the little young sister.
Yes, but she's a grown woman in her 30s now.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course.
She was in Ghosts. Remember, she was in the second Ghost?
Yes.
She's
Yeah.
she's engaged. She's engaged to Royce O'Neal from the Suns. So that was good.
So good for you. Congratulations.
And
Uh,
your friend Gabby from Traders got married this weekend to her
Now
wife.
her wife. Oh, so wonderful. Go, Gabby. And the last I know, Gabby had said she was lesbian ever
Seriously.
since she got rid of that last man she had.
She was on
And
The Bachelorette.
yes. Oh, yeah, yeah. Since she was on the Bachelorette, she decided she was lesbian. Or she was lesbian then. I don't know what Gabby's talking about. But I do know that Gabby seemed happy. So good for her. Go ahead, Gabby. Good for you.
All right. So let's get into our favorite part of the episode. And that is, of course, Married at First Sight. So I was not here for last week's episode, which was Decision Day. And so we can kind of, clump everything together. So we're going to start off with Juan and Karla. And we know that their decision, and Karla, I love that she initiated this, was to divorce. Obviously, Juan was not physically attracted to Karla. They did not have any type of physical, um, what do you call it? Not communication,
Connection,
connection.
attraction.
Right. Well, she may have been attracted to Juan, but they didn't do anything except kiss. How
Right.
about that? And that was on the first night, which is on the wedding day.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm glad that Karla said it like it was. This is a friendship. I didn't come on Married at First Sight for friendship, and let's divorce. What
Right. And I don't intend to continue to be friends with you after this. I'm not making any commitment to be friends because Juan was coming with this let's be friends crap. And Carla was like,
Right.
no, I didn't come on here to be friends and don't intend. Let's just make a clean break. And I loved it. I loved it. That was absolutely appropriate.
Why? Why would Juan want to be friends with her and he was not right the whole season?
And she accepted it very graciously, but and I know that she was not happy with his behavior.
No.
So I like how Carla handled her handle. I think she did a good job. I think she did an excellent job. She represented well. Good for you, Carla.
Okay, Tom and Camille. Now, I was happy. I hope that they're still together. They have decided that they are going to move forward and stay married. I didn't know if they would work it out because, Camille was complaining a lot early on, but it seems like they are getting along and they're going to move forward. I'm sending positive vibes to them. Also, just want to say a double standard. Had Camille been 43 and Tom be 32, what would have happened?
Well,
Just
I know. I don't have to deal with hypotheticals because it didn't happen.
okay. But anyway, the age thing is not anything to me at all. You know that.
No, no, I think it's totally irrelevant. In particular with this couple, I don't think it's a factor at all because of where they are in life, the people they are, the personalities they have. I think it's totally irrelevant. Let me tell you my first clue when I was almost certain that Camille was going to say, yes, let's stay married.
Okay.
That was when they met on decision day after having spent the previous night apart. When she saw him, when Camille saw Thomas, she said, "Oh, I missed you." And she went and hugged him. And to me, that was the most demonstrative I've seen her, just authentic and off the cuff. That was her first response when she saw him. And I said to myself, oh, that's a yes. If she missed him, because they don't usually greet each other like that. They're usually much more subdued and just sit down. They may or may not, give a warm hug or whatever. But she was just, woo, oh, I missed you, and almost like a little kid. And I thought it was so genuine and so sweet. And I said, oh, yeah, she let it out. That was the first time I feel I saw from her just unadulterated emotion, and I knew that she was going to say yes at that point. And they did.
Yeah, I'm happy for them. I hope that they stay together.
Let's see if they give each other a chance.
Right.
See if they can, I mean, if they do, that'd be wonderful. If they don't, well, the bottom fell out. They run their course. I'm hoping that they stay together long enough to give themselves a chance. Because some people bail too early.
Yeah.
And then they regret it later. I hope that they're willing, it's worth it to them to be willing to give each other a chance to stick it out, at least a year or so and see what's going on,
MM and Akichi. Now, we already knew that they were in the process of a divorce before the decision day. MM, I don't know. Okay, first off, Akishi is trash. Akishi is trash. That is the equivalent.
Sub trash. He's below trash.
Right.
Whatever now, he's a slug. He's a sloth, a slug.
Now, I worry about her EQ. I worry about her in relationships. I don't think that she makes the best decision. The way that she reacted to Akichi after everything that has done, after everything that's over, why she has anything to say to him, I wouldn't even speak to him.
And that she felt the need or the
at her age,
whatever, to apologize. It just was beyond me. What are you apologizing to this man who treated you like a piece of shit for? What the only thing I can put together is that she felt she shouldn't have been triggered enough to behave that way by him. So that's what I'm thinking. And that apology is not even to him, that's to herself, right. Because she felt like she shouldn't even cared enough to even respond to him the way she did. I got that, but
I wouldn't say anything to him.
I wouldn't say anything to him either. I wouldn't even act like he was there.
Right.
But guess what? But that she was there with someone else was still good.
Well, there we go with that. Brandon.
Well, now this is separate now from her, because Akichi doesn't know what, that's separate from the optics of it. Okay, now you're getting into the real, the meat of it, the real substance of the relationship.
Right.
Different story.
Now here we go. Sorry, now engaged to Brandon, a guy that she's known since the 5th grade, who is going through a divorce. Who's going through a divorce, had been married for over 10 years, and has 2 children. And where you staying at? I'm sleeping on my sister's couch. Oh, okay. I don't like the optics of this. I know you are always a romantic at heart.
No, don't speak for me, because I didn't say how
No, I can speak for you. I know you better than anybody else. I can speak for you.
You can speak for me, but you can't speak about with authenticity because you don't know. Okay, you just know what you think. I have my thought, and my thought is not la 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 la. Love
Yes,
makes
it is.
well, it is that too, but but the other piece of it is, hold on, you'll never make me believe that she wasn't already going with him. You'll never make me believe that.
No.
You'll never make me believe that.
No, you're speaking as a person who's sensible.
Yeah, I think him and her together, I think she was already going with him somewhere in there. Somewhere in there. I don't know the dates and the time and all that, but somewhere in there, you say no. I'm telling you what I think, daughter. I don't know that I'm right. I don't know that you're right. I'm just sharing what I think. I think somewhere in there was a little bit of overlap where my man was either already married and was not getting along. I don't think Brandon and his wife broke up because of MM. I don't think it was that.
No.
I think they no, you don't know. We don't know. These people are just coming to us on the TV screen. We don't know. I think that she's seen him since the 5th grade. Okay. Okay.
Well, I'm sure she's seen him since the 5th grade. That was 30 years ago for them.
I think she's seen him romantically as an adult. Okay.
5 years ago.
Where they went with it, where they took it, I think he was still married. I think she saw him while he was married.
I'm finishing my shot, Ma. Go ahead.
Finish it. I think she's seen him since he's been married. I don't know to what degree. I don't know whatever. But I think she's seen him and he was married. And now that he's not married, I think the marriage was maybe, having problems or whatever. And now, because they got together in comfort.
Ma. I'm never better. You know better. You know better. This man is in the process of going through a divorce. And so is him. They don't need to get engaged.
I didn't get to that part yet. Hold on. I didn't get to that part yet. You putting the wagon in front of the horse. Okay, the horse supposed to go in front of the wagon.
No,
you're doing something wrong right there. The wagon pulls the horse pulls the wagon. The wagon don't pull the horse. Okay, wait a minute. So now, do they need to let it go and let it cool down? Only it depends. This is how. If he's not been with that woman for a long time, just because you was married for 10 years on paper, when did they separate? 8 years? 2 years ago? 3-4 years ago? Well, if he has been separated from her,
seems like it's not been that long, Ma.
Well, that's what you say.
He did. He said he woke up one day 10 plus years later and didn't
say what day he woke up.
He said 10.5 years later, he didn't know what happened.
Right. So you interpreted that the way you wanna. I I don't know how many years passed and what went on.
That's
All
what he said. He said the amount of years that passed.
I understand. Oh, the amount of years that passed since he decided he didn't want to be with her. I didn't hear him say that.
How do you know who didn't want to be with who? Maybe she put him out.
Yeah, well, then that's it better. Look, let him and Eminem go ahead and do what they do.
Eminem.
Hey.
I think it's Eminem.
Oh,
I think it's Eminem. I'm pretty sure. Leave Eminem alone.
Let Brandon and M go ahead and do what they want to do.
No.
No.
Eminem, we're sorry. We didn't mean to include you.
Let them go ahead and do what they want to do.
Stop. Stop it. Stop. If that was me, you would be very unhappy. No.
Listen, my unhappiness has never stopped you from getting married. Don't tell me nothing, okay? I've had to relocate, change my whole life with you with your marriage, okay? So just don't tell me nothing, all right? So I'm gonna say just
That's not nice, but no, don't say that. That makes it seem like nice. Not good. I have a nice husband.
You do. You have a wonderful husband. Thank God. Thank God, because the mother got to go with whatever. So don't come in and be talking about, oh, mom, you be upset. It doesn't matter what the hell mom's thinking. It's just, your child. So you go along with it, So as far as what I'm saying, just let them go ahead, and if if MM wants to be, spontaneous and impulsive and whatever, like I said, spontaneous or whatever, just let her go ahead. Let me tell you something, no matter what me and you say and the rest of the world says, either it'll work out or it won't. Bam! That's what I say. Is it the logical or strategic way or whatever? Hey, maybe she's known him a long time. Her cousin's known him many years. Maybe he doesn't have a jail record. He has a good job. Maybe she's figuring out, take my shot. Go ahead.
I don't even know what to say.
I don't know what to say either, but I'm not going to criticize because you see how this last thing worked out. So, hey, please. They had the experts in everything, and look how that worked out.
Good. Okay. So let's move on. Positive vibes to MM. I really like MM. I wish the best for her. Happiness. She's a sweet woman. She deserves a good prince. Akichi, kick rocks. Brandon, the jury is still out. Now moving on to, well, this is
Brandon, you are getting one thumbs up from me for one thing. That's whatever is your intention, you're treating MM very sweetly at this juncture, at this time, and you're a firefighter. So shout out to the firefighters. Okay.
Michelle and David. So we know that was not going to work out well. We know that David has this.
They're working out very well. They're having lovely dates. They're having sex. They're happy. What do you mean?
Michelle and David?
Oh, I'm thinking Madison. Oh, oops. Oh, go ahead, daughter.
I'm talking about his wife. Come on. I'm about to, his wife. They're not his mistress. This is his wife.
Okay. My bad, daughter.
So things didn't work out well with David and Michelle. Listen, I know you're going to go in. Michelle was not nice to David from the beginning. I believe that if Michelle had been nice to David in the beginning, David and Michelle would be just fine. But Michelle had a lot of problems with David. She was not, she didn't like the fact that he lived at home. I don't think she was really into him physically. They never kissed. Obviously, they didn't have sex. She didn't even sleep in the same bed with him. So David, of course, felt rejected, as many men and many women would have felt rejected if this person is like, coming at you and blah, 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 blah. So David did what a lot of people do. He kind of disconnected to Michelle, and some other woman who happened to find him more interesting and attractive, showed him some attention, and he picked up on that and developed a relationship with Miss Madison. Now, nothing wrong with what David was doing, except he should have told Michelle, you don't want me, you don't like me, this isn't working, let's end this. Do that 100%, and everybody will love David. But instead, David just decided to keep things moving on, going out late, hanging out with Madison, probably doing some things that he shouldn't have been doing with her physically. We don't know for sure, but it seems like it seems like it went to a whole nother level. Okay. So to me, my biggest problem with David is him not having the courage to end the marriage when he knew that Michelle wasn't feeling him, and that then he clocked out and he started feeling Madison. So that's what made David seem not great in my eyes. Michelle was not great in my eyes from the beginning. Like the way she reacted.
She never was. She was always mean and nasty toward David. Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Your thoughts on David and Michelle, Ma, before we get into the whole
Okay, Michelle. Michelle was not only disinterested in David, she was aggressively nasty toward him, and always trying to demean him in front of people, and always complaining about him, never really having anything positive to say about him. Although he did come into the relationship with some assets, she chose to focus on the deficits, and that was not nice. And she never connected with him emotionally, physically, or even on a friend level. They never connected at all. And it was her who was being resistant all the way through. Okay? Well, how David effed up, as you said, he didn't come forward with the fact that he had developed a bond and connection with another person, and that was Madison. He didn't come clean from the very beginning. And so that led to all these things. And in fact, it only came out because he very mistakenly sent a text to Michelle that was intended for Madison. And from that point on, I guess it was meant to come out, because he could have just said, oh, I really meant to send that to you. Oh, I was flirting with you to try to make things, to try to, ignite this relationship or whatever.
I hate to interrupt you. That's what a smart person would have said. Go ahead.
Well, or the other thing is that he subconsciously and now even consciously wanted it out. Just decided to forget it. I'm not even going to pretend. I don't even care. Let's just get it done. Since I'm busted, this is my chance to come clean. You know what I mean? He didn't even try to flip it, because I think it crossed his mind. I think at that point he didn't care. At that point he was not caring to that extent, or whatever. Whatever was the reason, he continued to. But then again, like you say, he continued to lie for a while.
Too long.
Yeah. To too many people, when the truth would have been served him better. Would have served him better. Yeah. So, but in any event, it's nothing wrong with the fact that he's with someone else, or he grew to develop a connection with someone else. Nothing wrong with that, but the way in which it was handled was deceptive, was just very dishonest, and that was the whole problem. And it caused more hurt feelings, and that was the whole problem. So got it. Okay, in the meantime, moving right along.
Okay, let's move on. Now let's get into Alan and Madison before we get to David and Madison. So Allen and Madison, I don't care what you say, Ma. I still felt a little bit bad for Allen. I felt that
You saying you don't care what I said? I feel very bad for Allen.
you told me you didn't feel bad for Allen.
I mean, I feel bad to him to the extent that I know he got his feelings hurt, but I don't feel as bad for him as you do because I feel like he'll be fine.
He
I
will be fine,
feel
but
like
see,
I
here's
feel
my issue.
that he's bitter, Madison.
Here's my issue. You know, women always talk about they want a nice man, they want a sensitive man, they want one that thinks about them and cares about them and sweet. Da, 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 da. Here's one right here, and you just f him up. You go find somebody else. And David to me is probably, and maybe not, maybe he will be something different. David to me will probably be an F boy. That's how.
I think he is the F boy, but she's looking for an F boy.
But see, to me, when you go on Married at First Sight, you
Shouldn't
should
be
be
looking
looking
for an F boy.
right,
Right. And you are 1,000% correct. That's part of Madison's dishonesty.
right.
That's part of her being dishonest. As I said before, and I'm saying again, in this whole scenario, nobody was a decent person about it except Alan.
Yeah.
Alan is the only one who was decent. Michelle didn't give a damn. Madison didn't give a damn. And David didn't give a damn.
No.
Oh, you
No.
know.
Michelle is just embarrassed now. That is what Michelle is.
Thank you. That's what's up with Michelle. Her pride has been
Yeah.
wounded because she thought she was the, Queen of Sheba. And then when she found out, guess what? There's another one like you right around the corner who
Wait,
treats
Ma, I'm going to say something that's offensive to all of us women, and she's younger.
Yeah, well, okay. Well,
Okay.
I don't even think he cared about that. But
No, he didn't. But
yeah, all of it. And insult to injury. Yeah, I got it.
right.
And I think that's what happened with Michelle. And Michelle wanted to also change the narrative to try to make herself look not so bad. Now, guess what? I'm the wounded party. Because I was really trying, and he was running around sending pornographic messages to Madison.
Mom, not to get into your business, but how much are you trying? And you don't have to give you about you. You with somebody for 2 months and you're sleeping, or no, you're not sleeping in the same bed with them because you don't want to sleep in the bed with them. You don't want to kiss them. You don't want to hug them. You don't want to touch them. Oh, how much are you trying?
Right. And when you are in a crowd or when you're among other people, friends and family and
belittle them.
Yes, absolutely go scorched earth on him. So this trying thing, I mean, you didn't leave the apartment, but hey, you had camera time, so you didn't leave. That's all I could see. I didn't see anything else.
Oh, and I just wanted to give a shout out to the experts who, Dr. Pia, congratulations on getting married after being with your longtime boyfriend that you had a child with. Congratulations. I'm sure that's the advice you want to give to, no. I'm sure that's the advice that you give to all of the people on Married at First Sight. Stay with the person for however long time, many, many, many years, and have a baby and then get married.
Mm-hmm. And guess what? It doesn't usually work out that way.
Just wanted to say that. Or you could be like Dr. Pepper and don't even live with your husband. That's the best.
Hey, wait a minute now. And Pastor Cal, wife is what? MIA? Missing in action completely. Very little reference ever made to this ghostly wife. Okay? We don't know anything about this wife. Okay?
But even like with Judge Mathis, like I give him a lot more credit because it's real. It's real.
Right.
People have problems in relationships. Relationships are not perfect. And then you bring these people on the show and you put them with people who is going to be a train wreck. And then I'm just really so mad at them that they didn't come at Michelle, that they let Michelle sit there and Michelle just talk, oh, oh, poor me, I'm the victim. Michelle, you're not a victim. David was not right, and you're not a victim. Two things could be true.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's also true that at some point, David was very patient and nice to you. At some point, he was.
In the beginning, listen, if we got, before we go into David and Madison, if we could just break things down. Karla, I really I want to give I want to say Karla was really good because I was not right, because Karla in the beginning I looked at her sideways and I'm like, oh, she seems flaky, and what is she talking about? She held herself like a strong woman, and
Yes.
Ron, for whatever reason, it just wasn't into Karla, and that's fine. Everybody has their preference or whatever, but Karla had her dignity. She carried herself like a lady. And so I just want to give her props for that. She deserved better.
Yeah,
Juan was not
I co-signed on
disrespectful.
that completely. I co-signed on that completely. Yep, yep.
Juan was not disrespectful per se, but he was not invested in this marriage.
He was not, and he certainly didn't treat her in a way that would make her feel good or wanted or cared about or anything. He
No.
didn't. He did
And
not.
Karla, you'll find that person. There's many people.
Absolutely. And I think Carla knows that. And I think that's what helps her walk in confidence. I think she knows that. Mm-hmm.
David and Michelle, if from the beginning and like the early part of it, I didn't like that David was living in his parents' house. But then quickly, I saw that Michelle, I didn't like her attitude. I didn't like her energy. I didn't like how she was, acting towards David. I wish David would have just been a different person, in that he nipped things in the bud and, called it like it was
Right,
and
right,
went on about his
right.
business. But he
Because
didn't.
he really hung out too long with her. That's the truth of it.
He,
You know what? And because she didn't even, because just the same way she saw that as, oh, so negative. What is he doing down here in this little, basement apartment? Guess what? I don't even think she talked about how poorly she grew up. I doubt if her parents had a home that she could have stayed in.
I don't think they did.
I don't think they had a basement that she could have lived in. Okay. Beyond that, she could have looked at it like, well, look, David's got a job. He's always talking about he got to go to work. So he has a job someplace that is serious. I don't know what money he has, but he certainly has a job. Okay, hold on. Does he have family
Well,
support?
he was going to go see Madison, Mom. We don't
Well,
know.
he was going to see Madison, but he has a job too that he gets money from because guess how I know? And we'll probably talk about that as in the next couple. I'll bring that up. I won't go to how I know. He has a job, gets money from that job. Guess what? He has parental support. She didn't look at some of the things that could actually help a relationship. She looked at everything negative, negative, and any nut could have said, well, wait a minute. We can always move. We can always move. So you in the basement now. I got my little crib over here, her little I don't know, maybe 400 square feet apartment over there. Okay. And I know what 400 square feet looks like. I know from past experience. Okay. You got
Yeah.
your 400 square foot uh condo over there or whatever. Y'all could go over there. I mean, come on, that was easy to fix. The
She had
man,
a bad attitude.
he had a bad attitude from the very beginning. She saw everything as a deficit, and that's because she just didn't care for him. And that's how I feel about it.
Okay. The two other things I wanted to mention. You didn't deserve what you got on this show. I wish that the experts would have held Akichi more accountable for his actions. I really don't like that. The way that he spoke to you, the way that he interacted, the way that he interacted on the show. First of all, no reality show, and I mentioned this before, don't ever put Akichi on there. Don't put Akichi on there, because I will start doing whatever on the social media and saying, please don't put this man on any show. He does not deserve to be on any reality show. He doesn't deserve for anybody to talk about him, for him to get any followers or any fans. He is just below, like you said, below trash. the way he carried himself. You were supposed to be a teacher or whatever you're supposed to be. You're supposed to have an example. You're a 40-something-year-old, 40-something, not 20-something, 40-something. Age is nothing but a number except experience.
Right.
So I'm not feeling that whole situation. And then
wait a minute. No, go ahead, daughter. No, go ahead.
Go ahead if you want to go on Akichi.
No, it is about Akichi. And this is what I want to say. Hey, y'all, where did Akichi get those damn rust orange colored pants from? Where did he get those damn pants from? And he had them on multiple times. I saw those pants more than once. Why didn't he change clothes? And why was he wearing those orange ass pants?
Oh my God.
Okay? And why? I guess they were technically rust color or something. What color were they doing? I don't know what the hell color they were.
I guess that's about right.
They weren't the color of anything.
They were unattractive color.
Nobody had on those reddish, orangish, rustish pants. Nobody had on anything like that. And why did he have on that little damn winter skull cap?
Well, he didn't like the shape of his head.
But wait a minute. Then they got so many thousands of stylish hats. Why was he allowed to be on there? Every man on there was dressed better than him, including David, who really didn't give a damn how he was dressed, but it somehow came off looking cuter than Akichi because he took clothes and he had better colors on.
They did not contact you for your fashion, advice because we know that you're a fashion guru. So
that is absolutely true. And another cold, hard truth is that Akichi presented himself as physically unattractive, sartorially unattractive, sexually unattractive. Why would anybody want Akichi on the show?
Well, he thought he was the ish, and Eminem was over there acting foolish instead of the brilliant woman she was.
Another dimension to M's personality, which we refer to as the goofy. Okay? We all have a bit of goofiness, or hers was expanded. Okay.
All right, we gotta move on. This has been a very long episode. Just
okay. All right. Go.
Let's move on. The last two things, like I said, Alan. I feel bad for Alan. I felt Alan deserved better. I felt Alan and I felt Eminem and Karla were the three victims of the show. I felt that the one who was treated the worst in a way maybe had to be Alan because Akichi didn't give Eminem anything. He was just disrespectful and trash. Right. But Madison just continued to lie to him and make it seem like
she did tell him in the beginning that she didn't care about him, but then later, that she wasn't attracted to him. But then later on, she seemed to rescind that and try to act like she was trying to get into it a bit. So she was ambivalent. She was very shady in her way of dealing with him. She was not forthright. No, I agree with you. No, she was not.
I have something controversial. So as we go into David and Madison, this is not where we probably should go with this, but I do not like Madison's ways. I think that Madison is a type of person and the climate that we're in now that David should run from. I think that she is the type of person who does not hold herself accountable for her actions. And I feel that she will make up all type of lies and deception because that is the person that she is. And I feel that David I don't know what David calls himself, but we know there's some part Black in there. I would not trust Madison. And I am a person who is, happy with, interracial love or whatever love, everybody, love.
I'm thinking, isn't that, I believe that David is biracial, right?
He is biracial, yes. I don't know what he said, how he identifies, but
he's biracial.
I'm just really
you see the dishonesty in Madison.
Even when she talks about David, when she was talking about him leading up to them getting together, she was just like, oh, well, I don't know.
Later. We'll see. Maybe down And as soon as the hoe left the building, she was in the hotel with David.
Right. Right. Go ahead, Mom, with David.
Far, so
And
far,
we're over 90 minutes, just to let you know.
so far as we know, we know that they've been getting busy. And for her birthday, they went out, and guess what it was? A fabulous restaurant, lovely looking food, everything all sensuous and sexy. Good, good, good. And guess what the gift was? We're gonna go have a lovely dinner. Then we're gonna go someplace else for some more cocktails. Of course, they had celebratory cocktails for the dinner. Then we're gonna go someplace else for more cocktails. And guess what? The coup de grace was. The coup de grace was, and I got a hotel room for us. Okay. All
So is
right.
that why you think he has a job, Mom?
Okay. That's why I know he has a job because he's paying for all those things. Yes. And Madison is cheesing it up. She is loving it.
Ma, as a devil's advocate, and I'm sure I'm wrong on this, do you think that Married at First Sight could have sprung for a hotel for them?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Nope. The show is over now. Everybody declared if they think
Over. It's not over because
you
we're
know
not
what I
watching
mean.
it.
You know what I mean. Nope. I don't. Nope. I think nope. I think David got that for her. Nope. I don't think they did. Nope. 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 I think David did that. I don't think that's on Married at First Sight. Not directly. Married at First Sight might have given him the money because he's still on the show, but I don't think they specifically paid money for that celebration. I don't think so. For the hotel and for all that, I don't think so.
Okay, no, I feel you. I feel you. I was just being playing devil's advocate.
Exactly. Maybe indirectly through the money he makes working for the show, but not,
No, they don't make much money from the show. They give them a stipend.
well,
No,
whatever. Well, then
no, these shows they only give people a
okay,
stipend. The only people who make good money, Ma, are people who become celebrities from the show and come
I
back.
got you. Well, then, absolutely no. I think absolutely no.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I
All
think.
right. Any last thoughts on David and Madison? Because guess what? We still have the reunion to talk about coming up next week.
Well, whatever. Look, they both have had a lovely experience and have, experience having spending time together and having making love together. So,
No, they weren't making love. Get out.
well, let's say having sex.
Why would you say,
I
Ma?
was just trying to be euphemistic. That's all. Just
You think they
I
were
didn't.
making love? You think David and Madison, that's what they were doing? Get out. Just get out.
The expression for having sex. Come on, you don't have to be crude all the time. All I'm saying is that I think they spend time together to having sex, okay? So if they make it, they make it. If they don't, they don't. That's their problem.
Good. Okay, Mom. All right. I need you to tell me 3 things that made you smile.
The sun, the stars, the moon, and number 4, family.
Okay. I'm gonna go with sports. I'm gonna go with mom's birthdays coming up. Well, we got a while.
Yay, yay.
And family. Ooh. All right,
Okay.
Ma, I need you to is there anything that you want to tell everybody before we go? This has been a very
Uh,
long episode.
okay. I just want to tell everyone to take care of yourself, reach out to those that you cared about, and don't drink and drive. The life you save may be mine. Yes.
Only drink on the podcast. And don't drink a lot on the podcast too often. Make sure you take a break
And
and
have
sober up.
a DD, designated driver. Okay.
All right. Thank you guys so much for continuing to support the Bamgboshe Happy Hour. Guys, we are going to be working on some really cool things. Some things are going to really ramp up in May, which will be our 4th anniversary. Just to give you a heads up. Yay. So don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, All Things Peju, home of the Bamgboshe Happy Hour. We're going to have some fun things on there for you as well. We will be back again on Sunday. Stay safe and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out full episodes of the Bamgboshe Happy Hour podcast, streaming on most platforms.